All right, Shalom, brothers. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom and salutations to you brothers out there pushing the word of truth and sincerity. All right, we got a quick update for brothers. This is current events, current news. I'm with the brother Zakar. All right, priest Zakar,
Shalom.
and we're gonna talk about what's going on in Russia right now. It's a crazy situation. Now the update is on RT. First, it says breaking news. Putin says the world is, this is a quote from Putin, who is a president of Russia. The world is getting more chaotic, but we hope that common sense will prevail. Okay. Now, the very second article tells you Moscow to Trump. This is what Putin's men is saying to Trump. Oh, this is most recent. Are smart missiles an attempt to destroy alleged chem attack evidence in Syria? All right, so there's a lot of going back and forth right now, even as we speaking. All right, our time is 11:51. This article just came out 11:43. That was 7 minutes ago. So we're
Damn.
talking about most recent events. By the time I upload this is probably going to be maybe an hour old, if that. So this is all today, April 11, 2018. Moscow to Trump. Just a little backdrop before we get into the precept. Trump made a statement today. As you can see on the screen. Trump, get ready, Russia. Missiles will be coming at Syria, nice and new and smart. What does this all go back to, and how did this all get so triggered? Everybody gets so triggered. As you can see on the screen, I got it on the screen now. It says Donald Trump tweeted, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with the gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. It says the tweet appears to be unofficial announcement of the major decisions which Trump said Washington would soon be making regarding the alleged chemical attack in Syria. So nobody has proven it's a chemical attack. It's still alleged. But the fact that it happened and the whole world knows about it, what Russia asked the UN to do, which they didn't do, because Russia said they didn't find any traces of the chemical attack at the site. And this site is called Duma, Syria. So Russia says that they didn't find any proof. So Russia asked the UN to come in. But, the UN is a conglomerate of all these nations, United Nations, and Russia's involved with the UN. So is United States, so is the UK. And the U.S. ambassador to the UN said they called Assad a monster. Assad is a dictator over Syria. And they called his regime a murderous regime, right? Says, meanwhile, Russia's ambassador to the UN has warned against U.S. carrying out illegal military endeavor, adding that he hopes Washington comes to its senses. So it's a lot of back and forth. There's plenty of back and forth going on, and I just want to bring out one more article. It says any U.S. missiles fired at Syria will be shot down, and that's why Trump made that statement. Our weapons are smart, and we will be shooting them. Yeah, and it's so pleasing, man, because we have been waiting for this for a while. I'm sure you got a lot to say. Let me just finish out a little more of this article. It says launch sites targeted. Russia envoy to Lebanon. It says U.S. missiles will be fired at because there's Russians on Russian boots on the ground, and so they got to defend their military, their army there. But the U.S. feels so-called its diplomatic duty of service to police the whole world that it must come against somebody, because there was a time before when chemical weapons was supposedly used in Syria, and the UN allowed Russia to go in there and dispose of these weapons. Now they're saying that Russia didn't do a damn good job because they're being
good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the segue, brother, because what you're saying is true. And what happened was, not only did they ain't find nothing, okay, now all of a sudden this gas attack has happened, but also Israel was had attacked the Syrian airport, okay, and we all know who's the ones that's pushing this war more than anybody is the Israelis. So the Israelis, don't be surprised, they the ones that gas the people, okay. Since the whole ISIS thing didn't work out, they the ones that did it. So that way they could push America into going. Now think about it. I mean not Putin. Trump already has set up a certain man in his office, his war council. Was it named John Bolton, who was the man that actually pushed Bush to go into war. So he officially started this week. And then as soon as he starts, this shit is happening. It's not by accident.
Mm.
All right? They want this war. All right? The first scripture I got is Ecclesiastes 3:1.
Mm-hmm.
It says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. And a time of war and a time of peace. And right now we living in a time of war. No matter if it comes in a tweet or it comes officially, this guy is the Twitter president. So before he makes anything happen, he tweets it out. All right. So he's tweeting out that he said because I did a show on Monday, and it was from Monday 20. He said 24 to 48 hours. He's gonna give the results of what they're gonna do. And so happens we on Wednesday and we getting a tweet. So don't be surprised if you say officially makes it. They attack Syria.
That's right.
And once they attack Syria, Russia's gonna attack. All right. So this is World War III. This is not a rumor anymore. This is it. Okay. You got two opposing forces like Russia and America that don't get along. That's telling one another back off, and one is attacking. You think the other one's not gonna attack? Okay. This is not a proxy war. This is a hot war.
That's right.
I got one. Matthew 24:6. It says, "You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." And right now, we've been for the past several years with the Cold War. That was the rumor war, and every war that was around that time of the Cold War was a proxy war, with two driving forces not really attacking one another. Well, guess what? Now they're saying they're gonna attack one another. So this is what we've been all waiting for, man. All right, this is what we all been waiting for through the spirit. How about should be our shot? And it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Because what? We're waiting for the RFID microchip when the whole world is forced to take that chip, which is right around the corner. There's more evidence, there's more of technology now that the RFID microchip is the one that's the last thing, that's the last draw, and is already here in America. Wisconsin was the first companies was the first ones to actually implement the chip into a party. All right. So now we know that these things are not backing off. The Most High is not backing off what He said. These prophecies are being fulfilled, man. And we know the real war is between Iran and America, which guess what? They always put Iran, Russia, North Korea, China all together in one lump. And another person that's part of the Syrian war is China, which America is in a trade war with China. All right. So this this is it, man. This is the year that we've been waiting for. These things are happening, man. This is it. And once it starts, it's not going to stop. It's going to escalate to the next level. And the next level is the hot part of the war, man. Well, missiles are being thrown to one another. All right,
Yeah.
don't mind it.
And
Brothers texting me.
Slocky, I must just reiterate.
Go ahead.
I must reiterate that we're not talking about combat on the ground, man. We're talking about missiles flying in the air. And
Yeah,
this is what we've been waiting for, man. This is brilliant news. I'm reading here. It says, smart missiles should fly toward terrorists, not Syria's lawful government, which has spent
there you
several
go.
years fighting against international terrorism on its territory, says Russian Foreign Minister. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
no. What they saying is absolutely right. Remember, this white man, he's a war god, all right. But simultaneously, he plays a part of being a a man that doesn't really want war. Because right now, business is booming for certain other nations, man. China's gonna come up,
That's right.
all right. The China economy is gonna come up, so China doesn't want to really want to get involved into no war. Russia's trying to get the economy booming. And remember, we have BRICS. So that side is trying to make their shit go up. But simultaneously, they know that the big threat is this whore called Babylon, America. So you have all this factor that's taking place. Well, one side is trying to make money and do this, and you have the war gods that just want war.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're saying is true. Those missiles should be quote unquote going attacking the terrorists, but it's not. It's going into another sovereign state because what they want to get rid of Assad. You get rid of Assad, you could do whatever you want. You have complete control, pretty much complete control of the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
We surrounding Iran.
Iran.
That's the main goal. But that's a stop. That's a stopper. That's why Russia got involved. If Russia didn't get involved several months ago, Syria would have been taken down, and the next stop would have been Iran officially. All right, but Russia would have had no stronghold. So this is all about positioning your players.
That's right.
That's all this is about. All right.
Yep. Now I got something for you. This is Revelations 6:1. And I saw the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it was the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he, Slaki.
Stop. Yeah, it's Slaki, brother.
I wanted to.
The white horse.
Go ahead, Slaki.
The white horse is talking about Yahweh Shai.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beautiful scripture that you bring, because once you understand why he's coming for, then you'll see history's taking place. All right? The Lord is making his return because the Lord himself set everything up, and he's coming to conquer those other factors, man. All right? Read on.
It says, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shai. He's going forth to conquer, then conquer. He's conquering who? These individuals, this system. All right? Read on now, brother.
And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should.
And that's talking about Esau. Esau, it's a so-called white man. He was red. All right, when you read about the Jacob and Esau, Esau was born red. So his blessing from his father was what? To live by the sword. All right. So what is the opposite of peace? If you live by a sword, you don't know nothing about no peace, man. Peace that's out of your jurisdiction. That's not you. All right. You know what I'm saying? You have people that there's no peace. This man there's nothing but war. He's a warmonger. All right. He is a demon-like god of war. Now remember, one of the main gods is Mars. Mars is Aries. He's a god of war. Okay. Read on, brother.
Yep. Quick precept. Proverbs 6:18.
Go ahead.
A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Hey, that's Esau, man. They quick to go to war, man. And when they send the UN, when they decide to get with these other nations and send the UN troops goes with guns, bombs, all right, missiles, okay, grenades. They don't come in peace. That's not a peaceful way. You don't come in peace like that. Because what? He know nothing but war. Read on, brother, and I got something for you.
Yeah, matter of fact, I wanted to start at 16. Proverbs 6:16. Oh, let me get that on this. Let me get that on this real quick. Everybody's calling Salaki, brother. I'm trying to.
I know, brother. I know. I'm the same way here too. Brothers texting like crazy, man.
We understand, Akin. We just trying to finish these precepts out. Proverbs 6:16 says, "These things doth the Lord hate; yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. And somebody's lying about
And
this Syria involvement,
yeah,
man. Somebody's lying about it. They say Russia said, are the OPCW inspectors, meaning the inspectors coming to check out the site to see if there was an actual chemical attack in the first place. It says Russia said, are the inspectors aware that smart missiles are about to destroy all evidence of the chemical weapons use on the ground? Or is that the actual plan to cover up all evidence of this fabricated attack with smart missile strikes so that international inspectors had no evidence to look for? And that's what somebody's lying about this, man. Apparently,
of course they are.
they don't know if they America won't even let the inspectors go there and inspect. But we know they want Iran, man. This is all about
Hey, that's
moving
the
chess
thing.
pieces, not telling the truth.
Yeah, and remember, this is the same stunt that was Bush pulled with Iraq.
That's right.
The same stunt, but they took a little bit longer, and he didn't want to try to hear the results. Peter said, "No, we found it," and yet they never found anything. All right. So remember, Iraq was a beautiful place before. Syria was a beautiful place before. They devastating that whole country, man.
Right.
Okay.
It says a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that
And
swift to running to mischief.
yeah, and that's Esau. That's the so-called white
Be
man.
right back.
He is quick. He will send his troops in a heartbeat. No problem. He will send his troops in a heartbeat, man. He will send his fucking troops to go into another a sovereign state and utterly destroy that place, man. Like I made a statement, Iraq was a beautiful place. Syria was once a beautiful place, all right, historically. Hey, fuck all Iraq and Syria. America at one point was a beautiful place, man. But what happened? He came in, and as the devil that he is, he came and brought nothing but death and destruction, man. Because wherever this man goes, death follows, man.
Hey, going back.
That man is death.
Hey, just
I got something for you,
come.
brother.
Let's lock it. Let me finish out on Revelations. That was a precept for
Okay.
Revelation.
Tons.
Revelation
Tons.
6. Where was we at? In 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to
Uh-huh.
him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should
Uh-huh.
kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
And that's the great sword is the ICBM nuclear missiles.
Hmm.
All right. Which Oppenheimer had made a statement once he had split the atom and he knew who. Look, history is a beautiful thing. The man knew once he figured this formula out that the Americans, which he was under, would have figured out even worse a weapon than the atomic bomb. He already knew. All right, but it was too little, too late. He knew that the monster that he was giving it to. That's why he said, "I became the destroyer of worlds." All right, and that was a quote. Because he knew from the start, at the very end of his whole philosophy, his whole job getting done, that America would have took it to another level, in which they have done. Now all these other countries have taken it to another level, and that's what this ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, I got something for you. Isaiah 54:16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Mm.
I have created the waster to destroy."
That's what these weapons are, man. The smith. That smith is the technician, right, that creates weapons, man. Going back to the blacksmiths from the time of the medieval days in the ancient world, blacksmiths creating iron out of iron, mending iron in the fire, smiting that iron in the fire to forge weapons out of this iron, which you would have the bow, the arrow, which you would have the lance, which you would have the sword, which you would have bucklers and shields, and that's what a smith did. But the modern day smiths created a weapon that would be known as the waster, according to the Bible. And there's nothing that can waste. I'm talking about a whole site. And what did Trump mean when he said this statement? He says we have a lot of options militarily, all right, in response to the chemical attacks. He meant to use his weapons, those weapons which are ICBM intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. because no other weapon is being talked about right now. They're not talking about moving their armies, their boots into Syria. They're not talking about moving their guns into Syria. They're talking about shooting missiles upon Syria. And the last time Trump did that, when he was first came in office, he shot off all types of smart missiles from the nuclear submarine, or was it a just a boat, the naval nuclear
Yeah,
ship, and he shot it right into
yeah,
Syria, man.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
nothing new. Read it again, Babaka Shah.
Son, Isaiah 54:16, it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Hmm.
I have created the waster to destroy.
The waster to destroy. So when Trump says nothing would not we he would not rule out anything right now, he's talking about that waster, man, because all of these the third world war will be fought with thermonuclear weapons, and that's what is
Yeah,
we're fast approaching, this thermonuclear war. Okay, why else would the two major thermonuclear powers be at a conflict right now talking about missiles? Bro, they're not talking about uh uh move your ship out the way. We're not talking about sending a plane into airspace. We're talking about shooting missiles in that one Moscow, the main enemy of America, is saying that they will shoot them out the sky, and Trump says it's all right. We got smart ones. They'll avoid you. Uh, sh-
yeah.
they'll avoid your missiles. You see, any
Precept.
U.S. missiles fired at Syria will be shot down, says Russia. We in
Yeah.
that time, man. Go ahead, Bob.
Ezekiel 38:2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesied against him, and say, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
So we don't feel no sorry for the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, who are all the Russians. Okay, that prince of Meshach and Tubal, that's Putin, man. That got to be Putin, and this is talking about the Russians, man. That land of Gog and Magog. These are all Russians, all right. That area in the Bible dictionary or the Bible geography books is always pointing to that area, which is consumed mainly by Russia, Gog, Magog. Okay, sometimes it refers to Turkey, but we know that this is talking about Russia. These Russians. Read on. So it
And it
said the
says, I
Lord,
will turn.
Slakia, it said the Lord set thy face against them, man. And we to prophesy against Russia. Russia's going down too. All right, Russia
Yep,
will go down too. We're not promoting Russia. Russia is a tool that the Lord is using. The scriptures say, if Satan is divided against Satan, the house shall not stand. These are
yep,
two Edomites, Edomite nations, and they will fall. And it's being prophesied that they're going to fall by thermonuclear destruction. The scriptures tell you that 200 million missiles are going to land upon America. That's going to be wiped away within an hour. There's a waster to destroy. This type of technology exists only through thermonuclear warfare.
yep.
Go ahead.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with a sort of armor,
He said,
even a
I'll
great
turn you
company.
back and put hooks into thy jaws. You
Yeah,
telling me that Russia saying that any U.S. missile fired at Syria will be shot down is not a putting hooks into the jaws of of the of the Russians, because the Russians need to be turned back into their old stronger identity. Their strongest identity was during the time when they were called USSR, the Soviet
yep,
Republic, and what they were known for was that they were the strongest military power east of the United Kingdom, and they were very instrumental and vital in taking down the Germans both for World War I and Two. But what they were notorious for was having being in an arms race with the United States for nuclear and atomic weapons, which were gained by certain German scientists that Russians took and certain German scientists that America took. So now they're getting to gain that power. They were a threat militarily to throughout the whole globe. But United States started taking over that role, and they became the superpower throughout the world economically, militarily, and whatnot. This is all ended. This all took place after World War II. But now the scriptures tell you that the Lord's going to turn thee back, put hooks into thy jaws. When there's a hook into your mouth, you're going wherever that hook brings you. So the
Exactly.
Lord's putting a spirit on the Russians to speak like this. We're going to shoot down any missile that you send. We are in a live uh, uh, fight of words as we speak. There's a live fight of words going on right now. And when this fight is bigger than any fight going on in the world, this is the biggest fight because these are the two main superpowers of the world. We're not talking about some little high school fight, some little Girl Scout fight. You're not talking about two companies arguing over whose product is better. We're talking about the two nuclear arsenals of the world, talking about shooting and launching and shooting their armies, their air missiles out the sky, man. We're in a serious, dire situation, and for the majority of people who don't see it, who look over this, glance over this once, and can't understand the gravity of this situation, the Lord is not dealing with you.
Yeah.
And he hasn't opened your eyes to what time we living in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
And it says, um, and even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them, with shields and helmet. And it says, Gomar and all his bands, the house of Tumor of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare that for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and
Oh,
be
and don't it
thou.
say, and don't it talk about Persia, Ethiopia?
Yep.
Who is Persia, if not the
Iran.
Iranians?
Yeah.
Because at by the 1948 UN Council, I believe it was in 1948, same time as
The
the
rats.
Amalekites, rats took over the land of Jerusalem, our homeland, and claimed itself to be the real Jew or Israelis, which the Bible don't talk about Israelis; it talks about Israelites. Um, at that same time, um, Iran, Persia had its name changed to Iran, and it was for from then on known as Iran. So Ezekiel 35, 38, and 5 is not hard to match up who these people are. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya. These two countries are still called Ethiopia and Libya, right? But I thought the Bible was so out of date,
Yeah.
2,000 years old. These two countries still exist with their people in them, all right? And they're siding with Gog and Magog. If it names Persia, all you have to do is check and see who Iran is linked up with. And if that ain't Russia, I don't know who it is, man. We might as well just forget it because we way off, man.
Yeah.
Talking about the Russians, man. Okay? Read on out.
And it says, verse 7, it says, Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And it
Yeah,
says,
so you can go ahead. Go ahead with
yeah,
that, bro.
yeah. So when it says a guard, it's talking about Russia's main purpose right now, which is embedded with, is simultaneous in league with, is with Persia. All right, Ethiopia, Libya, these countries, these Middle East countries, and this has been prophesied thousands of years ago. All right, that Russia was going to be in bed with them. Basically, anything that happens to those countries or nearby countries that's in that same facility, that's Russia's territory. All right, and the Lord might He puts a spirit on them to believe they protected them for their black gold or territory, but in reality, that's prophesied in the scriptures. Because the Lord has a beautiful plan that's taking place, man. And everybody is playing a part. They don't try to avoid it, but they all playing the part of the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai wants these nations to be gathered. The Most High is gathering these nations. So now all hands, all parties on deck. Everybody's invited to the Middle East, one way or another. And Saudi
Mm.
Arabia has been starting their little proxy war with Iran, which doesn't talk about much in the news as well. And what's they doing? They're attacking Yemen. All right. So you
Right.
have nothing but tension in the Middle East, man. And Russia's gonna get involved. This is Russia's territory. Okay.
I got something
America
for you.
got their, huh?
I got something for you.
Hun.
This is Joel 3 and 9.
Yep.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake
Prepare
up the
war.
mighty men.
Yeah, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Prepare war. There is no peace coming near you. There is no peace. This is the hottest war in the world. This is what the Bible speaks of, World War III. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is it. All right, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Because remember, all these ancient states, Syria, Iran, North Korea, Japan, because Japan just got the Marines back. Okay?
Yeah.
So you have all these ancient, remember, the Lord made 18 nations. Just because everybody's weak compared to Israel, that doesn't mean that there was not, once upon a time, there was mighty. All right? The Lord's stirring that mind back in their head. It's like, yo, prepare war, prepare war. So now you have all these nations that saying, fuck the non-combatant people. Let's put money into our nuclear arms, our military. All right? People is gonna have to have no choice but to say, okay, I'm not gonna be a farmer. I'm not gonna do this anymore. Let's go and join the army. That's what's happening. Everybody's gonna
Right.
try to join the armies of these particular lands because the Lord's preparing that mind for war. Because you
Right.
remember what America has been dropping bombs on these sovereign states for a long period of time. Dropping bombs, not literally fighting combat to combat. They've been dropping bombs on them. You don't think that put it in their mind like, yo, man, any day now I'm gonna die? So what does that put in you? You preparing your mind for what? Death. Preparing your mind for war. When I get my hands on these Americans, when I get my hands on the so-called white man, this is what's gonna happen. So they in their mind they're like, yes, let's get this shit started because the Lord is stirring up everybody's spirit. All right, read on.
That's right. It says, let all the men of war draw near. Let them
Uh,
come up.
and come up
It
with.
says, mhm,
Go on.
beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, well, now I did a show a while back. The world's largest economies, which is now more than money is going into military, the military industry. So they're not pumping into the civilians like your boy. I'll use America for example. Your man's Trump. Excuse me. Your man Trump. Now he had said prior to that he was going to take away the welfare and he was going to give people lunch boxes basically, right? Because that's a
Hey, you
cheaper
know
way.
what?
Huh?
Well, let's refer to him now as Trump the Maniacal.
Yes, the
The
maniacal Trump.
menace.
Yeah, because well, by him doing that, that's it's becoming cheaper than giving actual non-currency money. Let me just give
Yeah.
the people poison, let them kill each other. So with all the money, the U.S. economy is lynched onto what? They're the U.S. military. How
Mhm.
much more these other nations, man? Everybody's trying to catch up to the U.S. because the U.S. had these bombs a long time ago. So the
Mhm.
world is preparing for war.
And
Right
now
on.
south of the border is militarized now.
Exactly.
Um, at the border, at the southern border of America, they
Yep.
got the military out there.
Yep. Which is another. I like what you said earlier, brother. If Satan be divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? Because
Con-
um, New Mexico, Texas, and another state sent their national guards down there, but
mhm.
California didn't send their guards. And now
Right.
California, a while back, wanted to be sovereign against America, even though southern
Mhm.
states didn't want to be involved with United States. So you got
Mhm.
fucking all over the place. This is the Yahweh Shai's perfect picture. Yahweh Shai is gonna come in a chaotic scene. Okay, when everything is divided, everything is just war and it's just nothing but pure chaos. But he's gonna
Mhm.
that spirit in them to fucking to fight him, and then he's gonna annihilate them. All right. But finish reading. I got a precept for you, brother.
It says, "Let the weak say, I am strong."
So that's why you have
Assemble.
places. That's why you have places like North Korea. All of a sudden, got nuclear arms. All right. That's why you got places like Iran, Persia. Okay, which is a true name. They have nuclear capabilities. They're not even taking. They're not even that deal that Obama had made with them. That's just thrown out the window. Trump has made it worse. They see Trump in the office like, oh, fuck this deal. Let's get this shit started. All right? So no longer everybody's saying we're weak. No, fuck that. We're strong now. We could take you
Right.
on. All right? That's why they can make statements. Kim Jong-un could say, my button is nearby, and Trump says, my button is bigger than your button. You know? That's why they can make
Mhm.
statements like that. Before they couldn't do that shit. Read on?
Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Valley of, which means in layman's terms, which is the real biblical name, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. See, they thinking that they're going in the Middle East to carve out territory, to still to get a pipeline going from Afghanistan to wherever. They think they're doing that so that way the U.S. can have full control of the petroleum, which is oil. No, you're being played by the Heavenly Father so you could gather all nations so he could judge every last one of you people. And what you people fail to understand, this goes back for what you did to our people. All right? This is how major it is for touching the Lord's chosen, the apple of his eye. All right? This is why the Lord is gathering all these nations, man. So he could fucking nuke their ass, man. All right? There's more?
Yeah, it's a little more, but
Okay.
we'll cut in like 5 minutes, all right?
Okay.
All right, it says, "For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
And right now,
Come get you." Mhm.
right now it's being plucked. All right? It's being plucked. Things are is being just fully ripe. We're in a ripe season. All right? And it was of a farmer has to farm his cultivate his fruits, he have to wait for a right time. Right now we live in is almost time. Summer is here, literally. All right, summer is here. Everything is pumped up. So the Lord is about to send that sickle, which was a, um, a
Harvest tool.
tool to cut down and not to kill off the roots of it. All right, read on.
Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
And that's what.
Multitudes,
Go ahead. Read on.
multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision.
And the valley of the multitudes, we're talking about those armies, man. Those armies that's surrounding that territory. That's
Mm.
why Saudi Arabia, Israel, um, United States, of course, the EU, NATO. That's what they're gathering their arms for. America has given, was a couple weeks ago, has given Saudi Arabia $1.3 billion in arms. Why would they do that for if it's not the time of war? Okay? Russia, Russia, think about it. Everything's being broadcasted. Well, you have people, the normal average American citizens, concerned about who's getting drafted, or uh, what party event, or bitches out here talking about me too. Everything's being broadcasted that total war is coming, man, and the Lord's about to annihilate all those nations, man.
Activists,
All right,
environmentalists
that
out
was it.
there
There's
may
more.
actually
I got that for
finally
you, brother.
John, there's more. 1 second.
Go ahead.
Okay, Lucky.
No problem.
Says, it says, "For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of his children, of the children of Israel."
Yep, and the children, and that's the key thing. This is all for the children of Israel. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which this world fully, uncompassionately hate. All right? Our history to the world is just nothing. We're nothing to these people, but to the Heavenly Father, we're everything. That's why he is starting up this war. That's why he gave the so-called white man the arms to destroy
Mm.
worlds, man. Okay? So he could destroy his
Hey,
goddamn self, man. It was a
hey,
suicidal mission. Huh?
that's how bad it is. Where the two Edomite nations who can destroy all of populace, if you know, if they wanted to, even though they couldn't, the Lord wouldn't allow that. But these two Edomite nations, these large countries, who are, and what is Esau known for? They're known for swinging the sword, using the sword.
Yep.
They're known for smiting with the sword. So he got them turning against each other, man.
Yep.
That's why the Lord says he will put you in the ditch that you dug.
Yep.
You know, roughly speaking, paraphrasing.
Yep.
Come on, brother. But you know what? I just
Couple
wanted
of
to wrap it
precepts.
up. You have one more?
Look,
Okay. So we got to get
I got
this
one more
out.
for you.
You know, this
Well,
is current.
two short ones. Two
Go ahead.
short ones, brother. It says,
Go ahead.
Revelations 20 and 7. It says, and when 1,000 years were expired, shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations, right, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
The sand of the sea, to gather them together. Now that 1,000 years that was expired when Satan was loosed out of his prison, that loosed time was called the Renaissance period.
Yep,
And ever since the Renaissance, that's when you could say that the so-called white man came back into power. And what did he do with his power? He was given the instruments of different warfare. He was always given a sword. They came over here, took down the Native Americans who are Gadites of the Bible. They came down and took down all the tribes who was on the western western hemisphere of the world. And they called it colonialism. All right, they said they were spreading religion. They just was taking over the land. They were seizing all the world's property and natural resources for themselves, right? Which is part of their MO to be greedy. All right. Now they in controlling all the and what they're about to start their new world order plan, which we bring out all the time. Okay, which was an old plan for them. But what's going to happen? It's because he deceived the nations. It says that Gog and Magog is being risen up against Esau, man. All right, they're being risen up against that beast, okay, which is NATO and the EU in America. And Gog and Magog is the main culprit speaking against everything, the whole beast U.S. regime, man. And they're doing this by way of matching them militarily through its military. They don't want to seek uh, to gain economic power. Russia's not here to seek to gain um, uh, artistic influence over the world.
yeah, yeah,
They want that They want to seek to gain balance out that military power and might that America has been forcefully exhibiting throughout the world, man. They see that Gog and Magog sees themselves as the defenders of the little,
yeah,
of the speechless.
that's true.
But that's all set up because they're wicked as well, man. You know, I'm sure you go to Russia, you see all types of folly going on there. They're not the righteous people of the earth, and they're going
Yep,
down too. You see, but the Lord is going to set up Gog and Magog, who's Russia, to gather them together in battle. It says, whose numbers as the sand of the sea. I mean, there's a numerous. Look at the span of. Do you know you could fit 3 United States in all of Russia? That's a big
yeah, it is.
territory, man. That's a huge territory. You see, so we're not dealing with we're dealing with a formidable enemy, and they're going to help take
Yep.
down America. Okay,
Now I got one
is
more.
it?
Revelation 16 and
All right.
16, and it says, and he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of of heaven from the throne saying,
The
huh?
brother read. Salaki, verse 16, a place called in the Hebrew tongue
Con,
Armageddon. Right, that's why we are known as Hebrew Israelites. This was always our book from Genesis to Revelations, including the Apocrypha. And that word Armageddon in Hebrew is Harmagadwan, meaning mountain of troops, or basically mountain of troops. If I'm not
con.
mistaken, right, brother? Gad meaning troop, Harma going
Yep.
into mountain or valley. Okay,
No, the armor is
place, region of
mountain
troops. In that
and
place,
troops.
Salaki, that place is in the
Yep.
Mid East, man. That's the
And it
Middle
says,
East, right?
and the seventh angel
So
poured
when you
out
think
his
about
vial
Armageddon,
into the
remember that
air,
it's
and
talking
there
about
came a
the Middle
great
East
voice
where
out of
all of
the
this
temple of the
calamity is
heaven
going on.
from,
All of these
from
missiles
the
is being
throne,
launched
saying, "It
and
is
launched at.
done."
Go ahead.
And there were voices and thunders and lightning, and there was a great earthquake, such as was never seen where men upon the earth, so mighty an earthquake and so great. And the great city was divided into three parts, and the city of the nations fell, and great Babylon became, let's say, sorry, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High. Yep. To give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness
Mm.
of his wrath. And every island, huh? And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there shall fall upon men a great hail of
And that the way
out
the
of heaven,
Most High
every
remembers
stone
you is to
about
take
the
you out.
weight of a
That's how the
talent.
Most High
And
remembers
when
a nation.
men
That's how He's going to remember Babylon,
blasphemy
by
the
taking
Most
it out,
High
man.
because of the plagues of the
Okay?
hell, for
It's
the
going to be
plagues
coming to
thereof was
remembrance,
exceedingly
meaning
great.
when something's on
That's
the
it.
Most High's mind,
Nah,
all He got to do is
that
wave a
was it,
finger
brother.
or think of
Rumors
it,
is no
and it's
longer
done.
rumors, man.
He
Hot, this
wants
is
America
hotness.
to fall.
Living in the hot
America
time.
is
Lord's
great
pouring up
Babylon,
that.
according to
He's
the
steaming
Bible,
up that.
that
He's
place of
turning the fire
confusion.
up, man. So now's the
Okay?
time for brothers to get more
Babel,
locked
going
in
back to the
than
word
before. That's what
Babel,
we've been
meaning
waiting for.
confused
All right,
place.
that's it, brother.
Androgynous, moralities,
Come on.
greed, everything's
Yo,
wicked.
somebody
Sodom
call
and
me,
Gomorrah,
and
the
then
new
all of a
Sodom and
sudden,
Gomorrah, the new
huh?
Egypt,
All right.
places of
What
the
the hell is
bondage
that?
of the Israelites, His people. So
Huh?
this is a place, this is things that have to come to pass, and it's all going to lead up. We're watching it unfold in front of us, the beginnings, all right, of this great Babylon being destroyed. Go ahead. And that's it. The fierceness. Go ahead. Yep. And that's what the destruction of America is going to be. Exceedingly great, brother. You got anything you wanted to say? Last statements. That's it, man. What we did. That's right. That's what we've been waiting for. Hey, stay tuned. There's gonna be more news, man. Stay up to date. You know, these missiles are gonna be launched, and this war is going to go from rumors to the actual thing. Okay, you see it playing out in front of us, man. So with that, we're gonna say shalom. The day of the Lord is near. Shalom. Hold on, hold on. 1 second.